Hey everybody, it's me, Anna. Today I wanted to talk about failure and success. So, for everybody, it means something different. Failure is something that we create in our belief system. It comes from being attached to an outcome. Being attached to an outcome that we perceive as success. And if we don't achieve this outcome, we condition ourselves to believing that it's failure. But what does this do for us? Deeper inside, deep down within, our peace, our ability to expand, our ability to connect to consciousness. What does this really mean for that? It's really easy for, I'll say, humans to believe failure exists. We believe that failure exists because, well, we simply have made up the idea that if we don't achieve a certain goal or we don't set into the outcome that we were striving for in some way, that means we haven't succeeded. So we immediately believe that it's the opposite of what success is, which is failure. But what is success? To understand failure is to understand success and vice versa. So when we think about success, if we decide to move into the direction of expansion and we are attached to an outcome within a certain amount of time, a frame of time, which if we wanted to get into that, we could, but time does not exist. But for that being said, I'll set that aside for now, and I'll say that we also limit our ability to what we believe is considered success, or we believe is achieving a certain outcome, to a time frame. And that alone is setting yourself up to believe within yourself that failure is an option, that failure exists within your belief system. So we have to let go of how we perceive success so that we don't mix that up with the idea that if we don't achieve what success means to us, that it becomes failure. So you're actually creating the idea of failure. So you have to really sit down with yourself and think about how you can start to change your perception of what failure really is and of what perception of being successful means. Being successful does not mean arriving to the destination that you have conditioned yourself to believe is supposed to be your outcome. Don't set a specific outcome, except that your outcome is about following the direction of alignment and expansion. And also know that being in alignment and in the direction of expansion doesn't always show immediate results, doesn't always show tangible, I'll say tangible, what is the word that I'm looking for here? I guess I'll say that if you feel that you are succeeding or expanding, that you have to actually have something to prove yourself in this physical world, something that's tangible, something that you can see, touch, feel, hear, taste. Sometimes expansion, it has nothing to do with our senses in the physical. Sometimes expansion has to do with some inner healing that we may or may not even know has happened before it's actually happened. So you have to let go of the idea that success and expansion and the direction of alignment actually means holding on to some sort of outcome, holding on to physically having proof of what's in your world and your experience to show that you have expanded. We have to let go of these ideas. That is limiting your ability to actually expand, and not just expand, but that's limiting your ability to change your perception. You can't change your perception under these conditions. So it's very imperative that you decide for yourself that before you set yourself up for quote-unquote failure, that you have made the intention and the mindful decision to go in without the intention of any specific outcome, of any tangible proof, and also letting go of the belief that failure is real, because it's not. Failure only exists when you can imagine it. And success is also as big as you can imagine it. So if you are stuck on some sort of outcome and you don't have the perception that the outcome can be bigger than what you can see, what you can perceive at this very moment, then you're limiting yourself already. That type of thinking, that belief, that conditioning, that believing you can only reach for a certain goal or a certain outcome, this is a specific outcome, is in the frequency of that belief system of believing failure exists. Okay, baby, I'll be right there. So I'm going to cut this out now because my children need me. And if anybody has any questions about success and failure and the vibration of the two and how they equate to each other and how perception is the only thing that is real, that imagination is the only thing that is real, you can perceive not just bigger things for yourself, but you can decide for yourself that there is no specific outcome except expansion that is allowed to dictate how you achieve higher consciousness for yourself. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have to say. Sorry for the slow thinking. I was reading frequencies. If anyone needs any more help with this or has more questions, I am a vibrational messenger. I can read into the frequencies of any given situation, person, experience, words, attachments, obligations, outcomes, you name it. I can feel the vibration and break it down. So please feel free to email me or message me. All right? Thank you all. Love you. Namaste.